Needle-free injection platforms provide a safe, fast, and easy method of administration, alternative to needles. Optimized for fixed-dose delivery, the focus is immunization because in some cases, PharmaJet makes vaccines more efficacious. Multiple firsts and onlys have been accomplished across 2 device platforms which have confirmed regulatory approvals for intramuscular, subcutaneous, and intradermal delivery. These approvals have been registered in more than 42 countries, with additional registrations underway. Volume manufacturing has been established, validated, and audited multiple times. Versus needles, PharmaJet has confirmed clinical claims of safety, efficacy, and non-inferiority. In relation to some vaccines delivered intradermally, and in certain novel preventative and therapeutic vaccines, clinical studies have also demonstrated a superior immune response using a fractional dose of 60 to 80% less. These regulatory and clinical claims, together with 47 issued patents and trade secrets, help protect the market position as the only commercial needle-free technology appropriate for vaccine administration. Claims and use are further reinforced by large global relationships with NGOs, notable government agencies, and who are collaboration partners and often provide financial support for these initiatives. Our focus is intentional. The immunization market exceeds 2.5 billion shots per year and is growing in perpetuity by 140 million births and the vaccines those children receive. A 37 billion annual spend, more than 100 novel candidates under development for disease threats without cures, like now, COVID-19. Besides clean water, immunization is a standard of care and the cheapest form of preventative health, clearly linked to economic health. And PharmaJet is a solution for preventing hazardous needle stick and reuse and disposal challenges. PharmaJet has many proven utilities. The needle-free syringe is engineered to eliminate waste and auto-disables after each use. Needle cannulas have inherent waste, so vials are overfilled. Consequently, PharmaJet typically recovers 20% more vaccine per vial than needles. Proven easy to use in a variety of environments, it can be 2 to 3 times faster and also inspires up to 20% more participation in immunization. In fact, the largest mass immunization event to date enabled 500,000 children to be immunized in 5 days for polio using PharmaJet's intradermal device. This event is part of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative and was held in Pakistan, resulting in a 99% patient and caregiver approval. We collaborate with large and small pharma, academic, and governmental developers of vaccines. Among more than 55 collaborations across more than 90 distinct vaccine and therapeutic candidates, PharmaJet has been used in more than 60 human clinical studies for existing and novel vaccines in a variety of healthcare venues and countries. The Tropus intradermal device has been tested to 30,000 uses, equating to less than 1 penny per injection, including the disposable needle-free syringe and filling adapter. The cost per injection is similar to the mid to upper range cost of a needle solution. Much more comfortable and vastly easier than a needle, it is preferred by caregivers and patients. A simple push and click enables the completion of the injection. PharmaJet's standard depth and dose device, called Stratus, effectively reaches the muscle, where most vaccines are delivered. Engineered to be comfortable for the patient, the technology is a named method of administration on certain vaccine labels, like influenza, measles, mumps, and rubella, and has been proven useful for existing and novel vaccine developments. Testing over time has confirmed that an injection into the muscle is similar to an injection into the skin. The skin is rich in antigen-presenting cells, so targeting vaccine delivery into the skin is increasingly important for immunization, helping to stretch the dose and make vaccines work better. The skin reliably holds 0.1 ml of vaccine, so approximately 80% less is the same in immune response. PharmaJet enjoys global clinical claims from the WHO for the Polio Eradication Initiative, having proven that 60% less is superior in immune response. PharmaJet's key regulatory approvals, FDA, CE mark, and WHO pre-qualification, have enabled numerous additional country registrations for both device platforms. The technology is a Class II medical device with 510(k) status plus specific clinical claims for vaccine delivery. In addition to regulatory approvals, PharmaJet's market opportunity is protected through a combination of 47 issued patents and design and production trade secrets. These accomplishments provide an estimated 5 to 7 years of advantage against any other competitor wanting to be the PharmaJet needle-free alternative. Our strategic pillars of focus include each device platform and specific silos of effort where key relationships with NGOs and governments reinforce large channels of use. The intradermal platform is at a commercial stage for the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. As the world moves from live virus oral drops to the inactivated injectable vaccine, it has created a 300 million annual dose need for the next 1 to 2 decades. PharmaJet manages the WHO's stockpile, and the Global Alliance for Vaccine Initiative has agreed to subsidize PharmaJet's TROPIS technology for any of its 70 member countries who adopt fractional dose delivery. For Stratus use for standard intramuscular delivery, our focus is pandemic preparedness. While clinical claims from the FDA for influenza have paved the way for a 50 to 60 million needle-free shot need, efforts more recently have migrated to a COVID-19 solution. Due to ease of use and inspiring more patients to participate, plus clinical evidence across a number of novel vaccine developments, PharmaJet also has a $9.5 million contract to develop variable dose devices for U.S. government agencies, along with vaccine evaluations for existing and new devices. Spanning both device platforms, nearly 100 novel vaccine and therapeutics are under development using PharmaJet's technology for infectious disease, oncology, and other injectable medicine. Polio eradication requires that the live virus oral polio drops be eliminated, over time being replaced by the injectable inactivated vaccine, which is fully safe and is a standard of care in the United States. However, at the cheapest pricing, IPV is 20 times more expensive than oral drops. PharmaJet is the solution. Studies conducted by the WHO, Center for Disease Control, and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have proven that PharmaJet's TROPIS platform can deliver 60% less vaccine injected intradermally and provide a superior immune response versus a full dose into the muscle. Third-party published evaluations have also confirmed, versus needles, that PharmaJet captures 20% more per vial, is 2 to 3 times faster, 99% patient and caregiver preferred, and inspires 18% more participation. In combination with no needle sharps and no vaccine waste, PharmaJet saves 30% for every single use. With more than 20 countries involved in preparations for use, PharmaJet's capacity constrained and therefore seeking additional funding to meet anticipated demand. FDA, IND, and other Phase 4 studies demonstrate that PharmaJet is non-inferior to needle-based delivery. For instance, influenza, measles, mumps, rubella. For intradermal administration, the rule of thumb is that in injecting 80% less into the skin generates a similar immune response to a full dose into the muscle. The examples of fractional dose equivalency shown in the chart above are for HPV and polio vaccines. Our federal market activities span multiple government agencies. The FDA paired PharmaJet with BARDA to work on influenza solutions for a 50 to 60 million needle-free shot need during a pandemic. More recently, the efforts have been shifted to coronavirus. PharmaJet has multiple BARDA applications for funding of COVID-19 vaccine studies pending. Separately, there are approximately 10 other vaccine developers orienting their COVID-19 developments to use PharmaJet's devices in the US, Europe, and Asia. Separately, we are developing variable dose device platforms for the Department of Defense. The contract also includes testing the current device platforms in a new vaccine candidate with planned eventual testing of the variable dose devices. When completed, this will provide PharmaJet with much wider application for drug delivery. The third pillar of activity relates to development of novel vaccines and therapeutics. With more than 55 collaboration partners across more than 90 novel developments for infectious disease, cancer, allergies, autoimmune, and other candidates, as they progress through clinical development, PharmaJet becomes a named method of administration. In nearly all cases where the development is at clinical stage, because PharmaJet has demonstrated a several-fold better immune response versus needles, the needle groups get dropped from the studies. With PharmaJet as a named and potentially the only method of administration, the value of royalties and product purchases to PharmaJet may be significant. This is an example of a collaboration PharmaJet has with the NIH, where Dr. Fauci's lab created a Zika virus vaccine candidate. The right side of the chart, framed in red, is the PharmaJet arm. The data generated using 2 needle-free injections into the patient versus 1 needle-based injection is 6-fold higher. This multifold increase in immune response is typical for the DNA nucleic acid vaccines under development using PharmaJet's device platforms. $65 million has been raised to date, primarily from sophisticated high net worth and family office investors, allowing the company to reach early commercial state, generating revenue of $5.1 million for 2019. To support working capital and overhead and execution on key initiatives, a convertible note investment structure has enabled $5 million to be funded since January. The board has authorized an additional $3 million. The note provides a minimum return floor of 2 times money, conversion at the lower of a 40% discount to a listed price or trade sale, or the most recent round's pricing. When repaid, it is a preferred return, providing additional distributions pro rata for every additional historical investment tranche distribution. Until converted, a 6% PIK accrues. Separately, multiple alternative financing options are being pursued for the $4 million capacity increase. Implemented during an 18-month period of time, it will increase the intradermal capacity 5-fold and reduce cost of goods sold by 50%. Financial projections assume a slower and more measured approach to fundraising, but it is possible that timelines can be accelerated. More funding accelerates more revenue. PharmaJet continues to position itself for exit. Within the current market conditions, trade sale to a strategic investor seems more likely as the exit path. Valuation multiples in the medtech and life science area have held up during the past several months, with obvious appreciation related to groups working on a COVID-19 solution. Regardless, the current deal structure is oriented to incent investors to participate while providing significant minimum returns as well as significant upside. More information is available about PharmaJet on multiple subjects with access to the data room subject to an NDA. Thank you for considering the PharmaJet investment opportunity.